the Cosmic Librarian podcast, your source for spiritual and holistic wisdom. I'm Lily, the Cosmic Librarian, coming to you every week with a wealth of spiritual, metaphysical, and holistic information. Join me to expand your horizons of universal understanding and to get free literary gifts. Yes, I'll be giving away every book that I feature on my show. If you want to heal your body, mind, and spirit, if you want to manifest miracles into your life, if you want to learn the wisdom and secrets of the universe, if you want to delve into spirituality so that you can become a better human, and if you want free books, you've come to the right place. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cosmic Librarian podcast. I'm your host, Lily Stellar, the Cosmic Librarian, and this is episode 3. So, I have a confession to make. I read audiobooks, and I don't have any shame about it. I truly believe it's the same as reading, and I won't differentiate between the two. And here's why. Not everybody processes information in the same way. Some people are visual learners, some are auditory learners. So, you can't say that one person is better than the other for being a visual learner versus an auditory learner. And also things like dyslexia affect how people process information visually. So saying things like, oh, well, listening to audiobooks isn't really reading is ableist and kind of a dick thing to say. Another reason is because you're getting all the information. You're still getting it, and sometimes even more quickly and effectively than if you were just sitting and reading it in a book in front of you. Me personally, it takes months to read a book, if I ever even finish it. So I use audiobooks a lot. It takes me a lot less time to get that information. Another reason is I love to hear the author reading their words in their own voice, if you're able to find that. It's a really special experience, and it gives you insight into the author's true intentions because of the tone and the way that they say things. You get more information about what they meant when they were writing. So when I say I read a book, 60-40, I mean, I listen to it on audio, just like the book featured today, because Hay House has this amazing audio app where you can listen to unlimited books for a small monthly charge. And I promise you, this is not a paid ad. I just truly love the app. So this book was originally written and published as a pamphlet about different conditions that had alternative healing remedies. But later it was expanded into a full book that totally changed the world. This book is called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And this book was so far ahead of its time when it was written. Imagine the late 70s, right? Everyone is still highly reliant on processed foods for their diet and modern medicine for their health. Now, everyone's taking a pill for this and a surgery for that, and chemo and dialysis are on the rise. The medical industry is booming. And here comes this woman who had studied what they called New Thought at the time, which is ironic since it's based on ancient teachings. But she's writing about how you can heal your body with your mind. Now, this was not without much controversy, which I believe only fueled her rise in influence, because that's when people started to realize that what she was talking about was actually possible. And while, of course, there were and still are plenty of advocates for modern medicine that believe the remedies written about in this book are completely false, most people who criticize this book grossly misunderstand the concepts that she's teaching. So, critics say things like, well, you can't heal your body by thinking positively. First of all, not with that attitude, you're not. I mean, if you don't think you can heal your body, then you most definitely can't heal your body. You have to believe it in order for it to happen. But even if you're a little bit skeptical, these things could still work. And a lot of people were skeptical before they tried them, and it was still able to work for them. So, secondly, that's not what she says. She doesn't say, you know, think happy thoughts. Okay. This isn't fucking Peter Pan. Okay. If you actually read the book, what she's talking about is the science of somatic trauma healing, which now, 40 years later, is becoming this widely recognized and science-backed alternative healing therapy. So it's really not about happy thoughts or positive thinking. It's about doing deep inner work, also known as shadow work in the psychology field. And this uncovers the true causes of the pain and dis-ease, is the way that it's written, not disease, but dis-ease as in and ease, comfort, so uncomfortable, right? This dis-ease in the body, the true causes are these blockages that you need to release, these resentments that you've been holding on to, this tension that has just got you tightly wound all the time. Those are the causes of the symptoms you're experiencing. And it's a book really about truly loving yourself, and how fully loving and accepting yourself relieves so much of our mental anguish and all that stress that causes the pain to manifest into the body. And it's also a book about forgiveness and how releasing your anger and your control over others, and even over what's happening in your own life, it will free you, literally free you from your self-imposed prison of your body and mind. So the main methods that she uses for healing are affirmations. She calls them new thoughts. And they're basically affirmations that you speak over and over, especially into the mirror. And now, mirror work, as we're calling it now, is another modality that's become very, very popular recently for its effectiveness in treating things like trauma and things like healing your self-esteem and looking at yourself in the mirror and repeating phrases. But at the time, this was totally revolutionary. And you know, reading this today, you might think, well, this isn't any new information. And you're right, it's not new. At the time, this was a complete paradigm shift in thinking. You know, 40 years later, it's not revolutionary. This kind of thought has been around for a while. Plus, a lot of us in this energy healing space understand that the concept of somatic healing is not anything new. Humans have been doing it since the dawn of time. But there are still a lot of people alive on this earth right now that don't have any idea of what somatic healing is, or how the mind can heal the body, how it can help them, or that it's even possible. They think it's a bunch of BS. What's funny too is this is considered a spiritual book in a lot of places, but honestly, it's not even spiritual. It's a self-help book for sure. And it mentions a lot of our alternative healing modalities, but it's not a book about spiritual things. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with really like devoting yourself to a higher power or praying all the time. It's not about that. It's basically a psychology book, wrapped in a rainbow of self-love. This is really what she's going into, is loving yourself and the human psychology of why we suffer because we don't believe that we're worthy of love. For example, in chapter 14, right? She's talking about the body, and she says, she lists all these different things that, the knees, the legs, the colon, PMS, all these different things, the stomach, ulcers as well. So I paid attention when she started talking about head and headaches, because I get headaches a lot. So she says, migraine headaches in particular are created by people who want to be perfect and who create a lot of pressure on themselves. All right, way to call me the fuck out, Lulu. Okay, yes, that I identify with that quite a bit. Okay, but then she goes on to say, Interestingly, migraine headaches can almost always be alleviated by masturbation. If you do it as soon as you feel a migraine coming on, the sexual release dissolves the tension and the pain. You may not feel like masturbating then, but it is certainly worth a try. You can't lose. I love that. I love that because it's a win-win. I mean, it relieves your headache, possibly. If not, you still get an orgasm out of it. So just try it. It doesn't hurt. So like I said, I am a huge advocate for audiobooks, and I listened to this one over the last week. It's about a 5-hour reading experience if you go all the way through, straight through, right? However, she does suggest in the introduction that you read one chapter every 2 or 3 days to fully digest the teachings. Now, I think that's good if you are new to this kind of concept of like somatic healing or mind-body healing. However, if this is not new information for you, you can listen to it straight through, because a lot of the things, she's just going to give you new ideas of affirmations, new ways to think about things. And, you know, it's not going to hurt you to listen to it multiple times. In fact, I'm probably going to listen to it again because I really enjoyed it. But, you know, I'm sometimes spaced out while I'm missing things, and while I'm listening and I miss a few things. So I definitely want to go back and make sure that I hear everything. So that being said about audiobooks are great, but there is a really, really good reason why you want to have a copy of this book on hand. And that is this amazing reference section in the back, which is called The List. And this was actually the original book / pamphlet that she published. It just has a list of every ailment you can possibly think of, as well as the probable causes and what she calls the new thought patterns, which are the affirmations that you can say to help find the root causes of the disease in order to help dissolve the disease. So I find this to be a really, really wonderful tool. And for example, I've been experiencing eczema for a little over a year. I was doing some dietary changes. I really wasn't having much of an effect on it. So I checked the book, right? I find eczema. Oh, yeah, right here, eczema. Okay. Probable cause, breathtaking antagonism, and mental eruptions. Okay. Dead on, accurate. And it makes sense too, because when you think about it, the antagonizing mental eruptions are manifesting as dermal eruptions, right, on my skin. It's a physical manifestation of the mental pain that I'm in. And it's actually gotten a lot better. I mean, there's a few spots here on my arms. It was really bad, and like my face right here. It was really bad all over my back and my arms for a long time while I was experiencing a lot more stress. And so the new thought pattern says, harmony and peace, love and joy surround me and indwell me. I am safe and secure. So whatever you're feeling, that eruptions, you want to ground yourself in the opposite, which is safety and security, which is what I was missing at the time, was that safety and security. Now, I really find this to be a wonderful tool, along with other healing modalities, as well as holistic physical and mental health treatments. Personally, I never rely on any one treatment for anything. If I have something that's causing me pain, I'm going to find every possible root cause and work on healing that. Like I said, dietary changes, reducing stress, finding a better situation, affirmations in the mirror definitely won't help with all those other things, including mental health treatment. I'm not ashamed that I take medication for my mood. So this is just more things that will help you. She also has these really wonderful affirmations that are just kind of sprinkled throughout the book. Things like, I approve of myself. I love and accept myself just as I am. I forgive myself. And repeating these things over and over will definitely have a profound effect on your life, no matter what. So now here's a $1 million question, right? Can these affirmations cure cancer, treat AIDS, reverse multiple sclerosis? I think that's a very simplistic approach to viewing this healing modality. Okay, no, you're standing in the mirror and reciting, I am healed, is not going to, in and of itself, cure cancer, okay? But honestly, it can't hurt, right? Along with holistic medical treatment, detoxifying diet, increased spiritual connection, and trauma-informed therapy, saying affirmations in the mirror is definitely not going to hurt anything. It might make you feel better. It might at least bring you some peace. And while I believe that we are able to speak healing into our lives, I would not rely solely on affirmations to heal everything. And obviously, if you have like a broken leg or a ruptured spleen, don't stand in the mirror saying, I am healed. I am healed. Go to the damn ER, okay? This is not for everything. This is for things, it enhances healing that you're already doing in your life. So I want to ask this in the show notes, or feel free to comment. If you're on Anchor, there's a place to comment on questions, or you can even DM me on Instagram. Lily Stellar is my name. I'll put that in the show notes. So answer me this. Is there a dis-ease or a pain in your body that you want to know a possible mental cause, like eczema for me, or the headaches? I am happy to look it up for you in this book and reply with the answer that Louise has discovered could be a cause of the pain, and also send you the new thought patterns that you need to heal it. But if you want even more, I have great news today. I have more than one copy of You Can Heal Your Life to give away. In fact, I have 6 copies. I have 6 copies of You Can Heal Your Life, and I am so excited to give them away to you. So if you want to claim your copy, you go to my website, lilypenhall.us. I'll put that in the notes. Find this book. It's going to be free. The price, as always, is free. All you have to do is pay for shipping. So you can get a copy of this book for absolutely free. It'll change your life. And it's such a great opportunity for you to just have this reference, to have it, and you have it on your bookshelf. You read it and keep it on your bookshelf so that every time you feel something coming on, or you have a friend or a family member that feels a pain or dis-ease in some way, you can help them find a possible root cause for this. And it will change your life. It will heal your life. If you do the things that she tells you to do in this book, you will change your life. And I really, really want that for you guys. I love you so much, and I appreciate you being here and being in this space with me and talking about healing and talking about books. This is something I'm super, super passionate about. If you also love books and self-help and healing and metaphysics, please, please follow my show on Spotify or Anchor or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your shows. Please rate it. Please share it with friends who love books. I want to give away all these books that I have, and there are a lot of books, okay? This is only a taste. I have hundreds more to give away, lots more shows to do. You definitely want to follow me to find out what I'm going to be giving away next week, because it is actually one of the most influential books that I have read since I started working for Hay House. It was one of the very first books that I ran across as I was editing, and I couldn't put it down because the story was just so compelling and so interesting. And I found this crazy little personal connection to this story that I will tell you about in the next episode. So please stay tuned, and I will be giving away a copy next week as well. To claim one of your copies of You Can Heal Your Life, be sure you go to my website. I have 6 of them to give away. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for listening to the Cosmic Librarian podcast. Tune in next week for another chance to claim a free book about spirituality and holistic wisdom. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share this podcast with your book-loving friends. When we share, everyone wins.